Hello again for this series called AGS like a pro, the series that shows you how to use Adventure Games Studio like a professional. In the previous video, we have seen how to use an online storage service, and in this video, we will see how to resolve and avoid conflicts. So what do we call a conflict? A conflict happens when two people work on the same file at the same time. So now let's see a normal scenario when there is no conflict. I open a file by, for example, opening the AGS editor. I add an inventory item. I save my game inside AGS, and it saves lots of files behind the scene, mainly the game.agf file. So this file is saved on my hard drive, and it is automatically uploaded to the cloud by the little synchronization software that's installed on my desktop. So the file is uploaded to the cloud, and that's about it. That's the new latest version of that file. But now let's imagine that I have a team member that I call him. Okay, let's imagine it's a guy. Um, so he opens the file and he has the latest version of the file because the file, after it was uploaded to the cloud, was also downloaded to his computer by the same small software on his desktop. So he starts from the latest version. He opens it, he modifies things in the AGS editor, he saves, and that's the new latest version. It gets uploaded to the cloud and downloaded on my desktop, and I now also have the latest version. So zero conflict. Now let's see how we can have a conflict. I open the file, and he opens the file before I save the file. So now both files are open in the AGS editor on my computer and on their computer. And now let's imagine that I save the file. What happens? Game.agf is saved locally on the hard drive and gets uploaded to the cloud by the little synchronization software. And the same synchronization software tries to download that file onto their computer, onto my team member's computer. But problem is this file is already open in AGS. So the synchronization software doesn't know which is the real file. Especially if my team member, has saved the file in the meantime. So the dates do not match, the timestamps do not match, so the software is not able to say which is the real file. And if my team member also saves the file, his copy will also be uploaded to the server, but now to the cloud. But now the online storage service doesn't know which is the real file, so it will have both my file and their file in the cloud, and it will give them different names. So the first one to save still has the original name. So if it was me who saved the file the file will still be named, for example, game.agf, but then my team member's file will be renamed game.agf completed copy. Okay, and I will end up with a file name like that on my computer. In my game folder, I will see conflicted copy. That's a conflict. So let's see how to spot a conflict. First of all, you will spot a conflict. Normally you should have a notification in the small synchronization software. It should display a message telling you that a conflict happened, but you can also see it for yourself in the folder. You will see your regular file and you will see a conflicted copy, and usually this file even contains the name of the person who created the conflict. So that's how you spot the conflict. Second, how do you resolve the conflict? To resolve the conflict, you have to compare the two files. You can do that in two manners. Either you have a compare software on your computer. For example, this is Visual Studio Code, but you can also do that in Notepad++ or other Notepad++, other text editor softwares. So for example, here with the compare tool, you can see that this file is big. It's several thousand lines long, but I can see straight away the section of the file that is missing in the other file. So the resolution should be to copy that section to my own file. Be careful though, when you do that, be extremely careful. First, make sure you have closed AGS, obviously, and secondly, do a backup of your file. Do not try to fix your file just by improvising. it could create some terrible crashes in AGS. In AGS. The other way of comparing files, if you don't have text compare software, is to use, you go to Google and you type online text compare, and the first result is usually an online compare tool. So all you have to do is copy your files into the text boxes, click on compare, and you will see exactly the same thing as with the compare software. You will see it will show you the section that is different. So that was how to spot and how to fix the conflict. And finally, how to avoid conflicts. Well, what you can do, you have very limited options regarding this, but what you can do is that you can decide that one team member is in charge of adding resources to the game. So if this is my game, what I do, for example, is that I create lots of items in advance. It doesn't matter if they have generic names, it doesn't matter if they don't have graphics. I do the same for rooms. I create lots of new rooms in advance, and then I save. So what this does is that even if those elements of the game will be modified in the future by someone else than me, at least the structure of game.agf will stay consistent. There will be no new section added. There will be no the IDs of every element will be the same. For example, the new inventory item will have ID number 5. The only thing that might be different and not be resolved by the conflict is minor problems, like the name is not the same, the graphic is not the same, but at least the global consistency will be there. So you will avoid disasters. That's enough for today. Thank you very much.